Welcome back, students. Today we are going to discuss a topic called as reproduction in humans. Okay, so this is going to be a chapter very easy. We'll try to make it easy for you so that you understand. Okay, now what exactly reproduction is? So reproduction, we already know, right? The biological process where we produce offspring, okay, or animals or plants, they produce their offspring to continue the species, the generations, right? Now, the purpose is continuation of species, told you already, human type. So, what kind of reproduction humans do? Sexual reproduction. That means there is need of two parent, male parent and a female parent. Okay. Now, how it happens is the fusion of the gametes happen. That means the male sperm and the female egg, they, come together to, fertilize and then form a zygote. Now, if we look into the depth of, male reproductive system first. So here, first a pair of testes is there. Okay. So you can see two testes, 1 and 2, right? This produces sperm cells and testosterone hormones, okay, which regulates the whole system. So what happens is sperm cells will be produced here, right? Then there is a part called as scrotum. So scrotum is just a sac-like or bag-like structure, okay, external sac that regulates the temperature for the sperm production. So what happens? The human body has a certain temperature, okay, but for the production of sperm, there is a need of temperature less than 1 or 2 degrees, less than the body temperature itself, okay. So that's why the testes are present in a sac-like structure externally from the body, that is testis, and it remains 1 to 2 degrees cooler than the rest of the body of the male. Okay. Now, vas deferens, these are the tubes that helps in the transportation of mature sperm from the testis. So you can see, okay, in this, right? So from here, if one, sperm is formed, so it will travel through these tubes. This is called as vas deferens, and it will reach here. Okay, now from here it will be then pass through urethra and penis and will reach the its target site. Okay, so this is the structure. This is the penis or penis. Okay, and this is urethra. 1 second. Yeah, this is the urethra. So it travels through the same passage. There is common passage for the urine and the passage of the sperm as well. Okay, I hope this is clear. Like any doubt you can ask me. Now, coming to female reproductive system. So this will look much simpler than the, last one. So here, this is uterus, okay, and these are a pair of ovary. So ovaries produce egg and estrogen and progesterone hormones. Okay, this controls the, the cycle, menstrual cycle and everything else, the ovulation period. Fallopian tubes are the ones where the site of fertilization. So ovary will release one egg, okay, and this will come here and will stay here. Now, if one sperm enters, this will fertilize it in the fallopian tube itself. Once the fertilization occurred, then the implantation of embryo will happen inside the you can say the uterus. Okay, so this is uterus, and after that the birth canal is cervix and vagina. So this is cervix and this is vagina. So vagina. So from here, once the baby is full grown, okay, so then the baby will come out, or it will, the female will birth to human child from the vagina, you can say. Okay, so this is the, and this is the path of entry of sperm as well. Okay, the vagina itself, right? Okay, now gamete formation. So how exactly the gamete is formed? So in males, gamete is formed by spermatogenesis. Okay, what is gamete formation? The process of creating reproductive cells or gametes, okay, is called as gamete formation. Now, spermatogenesis is the production of sperm cells in the testis through cell division, okay, and oogenesis is the process of production of egg cells or ovum or ova in the ovaries, again through cell division process. Now, gametes are haploid in number. That means they are N. So their chromosome number is N. So for example, if humans have 46 chromosomes in each cell of their body, every cell, like hand cell, leg cell, but the gametes which will be formed by, humans would be having only 23 chromosomes. And then only, a sperm can carry 23 chromosomes and an egg can carry 23, and then they will combine to form a zygote having 2N chromosomes, that is nothing but 46 chromosomes. Okay, so there won't be any duplicacy of the chromosome. More number of chromosomes won't be there in the offspring that can, disrupt the whole, species. Okay, now fertilization process. So what happens? The first is sperm meets the egg. We have discussed this. Zygote will be formed. So two N zygote will be formed, and sperm will be N and egg will be N, haploid. Okay, so these will be haploid and this will be diploid. Right? And then after that, the cell will divide to form an embryo. Okay, so this single moment creates a human life with unique DNAs. Okay, so one small difference will create a lot of difference in your eye, your hair color, your skin color, the structure of your lips and nose and everything else. Okay, so now from zygote, the baby is formed. So the first week, zygote becomes a blastocyst, having a lesser number of, cells. Then it reaches and, implanted inside in the uterus wall. Then what happens around week 3 or 8, embryo development begins. Okay, so it will start developing, little organs in size, and then it gradually increases. And week 9 plus, fetus continues to grow. So you will be able to differentiate between head and legs and everything. And lastly, around week 40 or 40 weeks later, the baby is ready to be given birth. Now there is one special structure, that is placenta. You might have heard about it. This is very special organ that connects the mother, the body of the mother with the body of the baby. Okay, now what happens is umbilical cord is something else. Okay, umbilical cord is the which is attached to the, you can say, the baby and the placenta. But the placenta is where the supply of all the food, the nutrients, the oxygen takes place. Okay, and throughout the period, gestation period is the period in which the baby is kept inside the womb of the mother. Okay, so that is in this period of time, the placenta plays all the important roles. Even it carries all the waste from the baby's body. Okay, so if you are not eating healthy, so that unhealthy thing is also being transferred through placenta to the baby. So the mother should eat a lot of healthy foods and avoid the junk or anything which can cause harm to the baby. Okay, now let's talk about the puberty and growing up. So this is the time where our body actually matures and becomes capable of reproduction later. So boys around age of 13 to 15 this starts, and for girls it starts at 11 to 30. Now what are the changes that occurs in a body of a boy? That is the facial hair growth, you will notice, right? And the voice will become very hoarse. Okay, so and increased muscle mass you will notice in them. The height will also suddenly increase after summer break. You will see there's immense number of difference in the height, immense amount of difference in the height of you girls and the boys. Then hormonal changes. So testosterone starts producing, start producing more, its production will increase, and ultimately it will start producing more and more sperms. Okay, now if we talk about the girls, so the development of breasts occur here. Okay, and the hips become very wide. So those changes are to carry a baby. Okay, then reproductive maturity, menstrual cycle starts to begin. Again, this is a change towards the women, that they can carry again offspring. Okay, now hormonal changes are estrogen and progesterone production, which helps in again production of ovary. Okay, so now I think you can answer these questions. So the first one is, where does fertilization occur in humans? The second is, which hormone controls male reproduction? Okay, and lastly, name the organ where embryo develops, in which part. Okay, so I hope you understood everything about human reproduction, and in depth we'll cover in our sessions. Okay, so thank you so much for joining the session. You can contact me for any live classes or anything which you did not understand in this chapter. That also you can ask me. Okay, take care. Bye bye.